Welcome to today's lesson on curating relationships in social media marketing. In this video, we'll explore how to build and maintain strong, lasting connections with your audience, emphasizing the importance of engagement and authenticity in your social media strategy. The key to building lasting relationships with your audience is no different from building relationships in your personal life. You have to put in the work. In many situations, engagement is the best way to address and solve problems. If you're not engaging with people on social media, how are you building those relationships? This is a common mistake, especially among small business owners or those new to social media. They often think, I need to post X number of times per week, get X number of followers and likes, and then I'll start getting leads and sales. But that's not how social media works. Social media is about building a community around connection and conversation. That conversation happens through engagement, whether it's asking questions, replying to comments, or starting discussions. All of these are crucial aspects of building relationships. The slide here highlights that we have multiple audiences, and we need to engage with more than just one type of person. Your audience can be diverse, spanning different ethnicities, professions, and industries, so it's essential to consider your engagement strategy for each segment of the audience you're trying to reach. So, how do you shape your audience once a business has a solid following? What is a solid following exactly? A solid following for a brand should ideally be more than what any personal profile in the company has, unless you have a lot of influencers in the company. Let's say you have a company of 50 people. Perhaps one of them is an influencer. One way to think about it could be by considering how many people are in your company. On average, a person has around 500 to 1,000 friends on Facebook. So if you have 20 employees, a company might aim for around 10,000 followers. But of course, this varies. In industries like medical devices, for example, customers aren't typically encouraged to follow or engage with the brand regularly. The connection to the brand can be temporary, as people are focused on improving their health and moving on. When thinking about influencer marketing, you aren't generally considered an influencer with fewer than 1,000 followers. They typically define a micro-influencer as having between 1,000 and 10,000 followers, and if you have more than that, you're surpassing that micro-influencer level. Over 100,000 followers would definitely make you a macro-influencer. Also, consider your industry. As I mentioned earlier, medical device companies won't have the same following as, say, candy brands like Skittles, Twix, or Snickers, which have millions of followers and loads of fan engagement, especially around events like Halloween, when people post tons of candy photos. I'd say 500 engaged followers is definitely a solid start. If you're reaching 10,000, you're doing well, but at that point, it's more about the quality of the followers than just the number. You could have 10,000 highly engaged followers and still be running $1 million business. Focus on the industry. 500 is a good start, and if you're over 10,000, as long as they're quality followers, you're in a great position. Even when aiming for organic growth, building relationships is key to maximizing ROI. Whether you're running ads or doing co-branded initiatives, you might need to invest some resources to build those relationships. A principle I learned in networking, which applies to marketing and social media, is to always give first. If you approach someone asking for something right away, it doesn't build a positive relationship. For example, if you send a direct message asking someone to like or share your post without establishing a connection, it's not effective. On LinkedIn, I often receive connection requests from people who mention mutual connections or industry relevance. However, if the request is generic or lacks personalization, it doesn't build a meaningful relationship. A personalized connection request, such as acknowledging a shared alma mater or location, can be more effective. Similarly, in social dating apps, genuine engagement with someone's profile can foster a better connection. Building relationships on social media takes time and should be done authentically. It involves being transparent, honest, and friendly, while also applying principles from the content marketing matrix. Strong relationships lead to more opportunities for additional connections. Positive word of mouth and engaging content can naturally attract more attention. The marketer can then shape or curate the relationship between the company and the consumer once they have a solid following. Building an audience is one thing, but the real accomplishment for any marketer is retaining that following. This is a crucial point to consider when marketing to your customers. For instance, if you're Netflix or Amazon and you have a yearly or recurring monthly subscription, that's an example of retention. The same principle applies to your social media following. From my experience working with various influencer marketing agencies, they prefer accounts that don't have fluctuating follower counts. They don't want to see your followers drop from 130K to 100K within a week. It raises concerns about the legitimacy of your engagement and the presence of bots or native content issues. People typically don't unfollow or unfriend unless there are significant issues like bullying, breakups, divorce, or death. If you're losing followers, it often indicates a problem with your content. Good content should add value, foster relationships, spark conversation, inspire, entertain, and educate, referencing the content marketing matrix. In summary, acquiring and retaining customers involves more than just attracting new followers. It's often about nurturing the existing ones. Retaining a client is generally more cost-effective than acquiring a new one, as it can be 4 to 5 times more expensive to attract new customers. Building trust on social media, where fake news and bots are prevalent, requires time and genuine interaction. The key takeaway is that retaining your current followers through meaningful engagement and providing value is often more efficient than constantly seeking new followers.